When Nkechi returned to the village after university, everyone thought she had changed for the better. She wore designer clothes. She drove a small car. She carried a phone that cost more than most people earned in 6 months. Her parents were proud. Their daughter had made it. But something was wrong. Nkechi's eyes had become cold, hard, like stones at the bottom of a river. She smiled often, but the smile never reached those eyes. In university, Nkechi had been different. She was the girl who shared her last meal, the one who stayed up late helping others study, the one everyone called when they needed a friend. She had 3 best friends, Amara, Blessing, and Chioma. They did everything together, ate together, laughed together, cried together. They called themselves the 4 pillars because they held each other up. But Nkechi had a secret hunger inside her. She wanted more than friendship, more than love, more than normal success. She wanted wealth, power, recognition. She wanted it all. In her final year, Nkechi met a man at a party. He was older, dressed in all white, wore dark sunglasses even at night. He pulled her aside, spoke in a voice smooth like palm oil. "I can see you want more from life," he said. "Who doesn't?" Nkechi replied. "Most people want, you need. There's a difference." He gave her a card, no name, just an address and a symbol she didn't recognize. "Come if you're serious, but know this, nothing is free. Everything requires sacrifice." Nkechi kept that card for 3 weeks. She looked at it every night before sleep. Finally, she went. The house was outside town, hidden behind tall walls and thick trees. The man in white was waiting. "I knew you would come," he said. Inside, the room was filled with candles. Strange symbols covered the walls. "I can make you rich, richer than you ever dreamed, but the payment is specific." "Money? I'll pay when I get rich," Nkechi said quickly. The man laughed, a sound like breaking glass. "Not money, never money. Money is what you receive. What I need is connection." "Connection?" "Bring me 3 people who trust you completely, people who love you, who would never suspect you. Bring them here one by one. That is the price." Nkechi's throat went dry. "What will you do to them?" "Take what I need. They won't die, but they will change, diminish. Their light will fuel your fire." Nkechi stood to leave, but the man grabbed her wrist. His grip was ice cold. "Think carefully before you refuse. How long will you struggle? How many years will you waste being ordinary? 1 decision, 3 friends. Then everything you want becomes yours." Nkechi pulled away. She ran to her car. She drove home, shaking. But the hunger never left. It grew bigger, louder. She watched her classmates post their success stories on social media. She saw girls younger than her carrying designer bags. She heard her mother sigh when discussing money problems. The hunger became a voice. "Just 3, it whispered. 3 friends for a lifetime of wealth. They'll be fine, just diminished, not dead." 2 months after graduation, Nkechi made her choice. She went back to that house. "I'll do it," she said. The man in white smiled. Before we continue with what happened next, if this story is resonating with you, consider subscribing to Lily's Afri Stories. We share African stories every week. Stories that teach, stories that warn, stories that keep our culture alive. Amara was first. Sweet Amara, who never said no to anyone. Nkechi called her. "I found this amazing spiritual retreat. It changed my life. You have to come with me. It's free." Amara trusted her completely. They drove out together, laughing, singing old songs. When they reached the house, Amara hesitated. "This doesn't look like a retreat center. It's private, exclusive. Come on." Inside, the man in white was waiting. Amara's scream lasted only seconds before the room filled with smoke and chanting. When it cleared, Amara stood differently. Her shoulders slumped. Her eyes looked empty. "Take her home," the man said. "It is done." Nkechi drove Amara back in silence. Amara didn't ask questions, didn't speak at all. The next day, Nkechi received a bank alert, 50 million naira, from an unknown source. Amara was never the same. She moved slowly now, spoke in whispers. Her bright laugh was gone. Her family took her to hospitals, to churches, to herbalists. No one could explain what happened. Amara told them she couldn't remember anything, just that she went somewhere with Nkechi and came back empty. Nkechi visited once, brought fruits and sympathy, but she felt nothing looking at her friend's hollow eyes. The money felt too good. Blessing was second, confident Blessing, who wanted to start a business. "I have an investor who wants to meet young entrepreneurs," Nkechi lied. "He's helping me. He can help you too." Blessing jumped at the chance. She came dressed in her best outfit, carrying a business proposal, full of hope, full of dreams. The man in white took those dreams. Blessing left that house a shadow. Within a week, Blessing developed a strange illness. Her hair began falling out. Her skin lost its glow. Doctors couldn't explain it. Nkechi received another 50 million naira. She bought a house, a bigger car, started a business that became successful overnight. People called her brilliant, lucky, blessed. No one knew the price. Chioma was hardest. Chioma was the smartest of them all, the most suspicious. She had noticed Amara's change, Blessing's decline. She asked Nkechi questions. "Have you noticed how sick they have become, both of them? And both after spending time with you?" "That's crazy talk," Nkechi said. "Are you blaming me for their illnesses?" "I'm not blaming, I'm observing." Nkechi knew she had to be careful. She waited 3 months. Then she created an emergency. "Chioma, I'm in trouble, real trouble. I need your help. Meet me, please. You're the only one I can trust." Chioma came because despite her suspicions, she still loved her friend. That love killed her light. After Chioma, Nkechi became truly wealthy. 150 million naira in total. Businesses that flourished, connections that opened every door. She was featured in magazines as a young entrepreneur to watch. She gave motivational speeches about hard work and determination. She posted on social media about believing in yourself and taking opportunities. People praised her, envied her, wanted to be like her. But 3 women sat in different rooms, staring at walls with empty eyes. If you are still listening, it means this story is touching something real. Don't forget to subscribe to Lily's Afri Stories for more African stories filled with wisdom and truth. 2 years passed. Nkechi had everything. Money, fame, respect, power. But she couldn't sleep. Every night she saw their faces, heard their laughter from before. She hired security because she felt watched. She moved houses because every shadow looked like accusation. She went to churches but felt burning when she entered. The man in white had told her, "They won't die, just diminish." He didn't tell her about the cost to her own soul. Then Amara's mother came to see her. The old woman looked tired, worn down by caring for a daughter who had become a ghost. "Nkechi," she said, "Amara wrote something before she lost her ability to write properly. I found it in her room." She handed Nkechi a piece of paper, in shaky handwriting. "Nkechi took me somewhere, a house, a man in white. I trusted her. Now I'm gone. Tell others, don't trust her." Nkechi's hands trembled. "I don't know what this means," she lied. "Don't you?" The old woman's eyes were sharp. "Blessing's family found something similar, and Chioma keeps saying your name in her sleep. 3 friends, all destroyed after being alone with you. Do you think we're all fools?" The old one stood to leave. "Keep your money, keep your success, but know this, What you took from them will take from you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will come. Darkness always collects its debt. That night, Nkechi went back to the house. She needed answers, needed to know if this was forever. The house was empty, abandoned. The man in white was gone. Only a message remained, written in ash on the floor. The transaction is complete. They diminish so you can shine. But light stolen from others eventually burns out. You have 7 years. 7 years. Then what? Nkechi tried everything. She went to powerful pastors who anointed her with oil. Nothing changed. She visited herbalists who gave her charms and rituals. Nothing worked. She tried to return the money, but it had become part of her business, her investments, her entire life. She couldn't separate herself from it anymore. Meanwhile, Amara, Blessing, and Chioma remained in their diminished states, living but not alive, present but not there. In the 5th year, Nkechi's business began to fail. Deals fell through, partners betrayed her, money disappeared mysteriously. People who once praised her now gossiped about her downfall. She tried to rebuild, but every effort crumbled. By the 6th year, she had lost almost everything. The house, the cars, the reputation. She moved back to her parents' compound. Her mother barely spoke to her. Her father looked at her with disappointment. They had heard the rumors, seen the pattern. 3 friends destroyed, their daughters suddenly rich. Now their daughters suddenly falling. They knew. Everyone knew. On the 1st day of the 7th year, Nkechi woke up different. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Her reflection in the mirror looked faded, transparent almost. She was becoming like them, diminishing. The darkness was collecting its debt. She went to Amara's house, fell at her feet. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I did this to you. I gave you to him for money." Amara looked at her with those empty eyes and said nothing. Nkechi went to Blessing's family, confessed everything. They chased her away with curses and stones. She went to Chioma's mother, begged for forgiveness. "Forgiveness won't restore my daughter," the woman said. "Your confession changes nothing. You chose wealth over love. Now live with that choice." Nkechi tried one last thing. She went back to where the house had been. Maybe if she offered herself completely, the others would be released. But the land was empty, just grass and wildflowers. The man in white never appeared. There was no one to bargain with, no way to undo what was done. Today, if you visit that village, you'll see 4 women. They sit in different compounds, staring at nothing. 3 were once bright lights, Amara, Blessing, and Chioma. 1 was once successful, Nkechi. Now they're all the same, diminished, faded, present but not alive. The villagers tell their children, "See what happens when you use people for selfish gain. You don't just destroy them, you destroy yourself." Some say Nkechi's fate is justice. Others say it's mercy. At least she's still breathing. But everyone agrees on one lesson. True wealth, gained by sacrificing others, will eventually sacrifice you. The friends you climb over on your way up will be the graves you fall into on your way down. And there is no ritual, no shortcut, no dark power that eventually demands more than you are willing to pay. This story teaches us something our ancestors knew very well. True wealth is not measured in money, but in the love and trust of those who walk beside us. When we trade friendship for riches, we lose something that can never be bought back. If this story touched you, leave a comment below. Where are you watching from? What lesson did you take from Nkechi's story? This is Lily's Afri Stories. Subscribe to keep our culture alive, keep our wisdom sacred. We share African stories that remind us of our worth, our values, and the truth that our elders always knew. Some prices are too high to pay.